This is Muscle and a Shovel, Chapter 28 by Michael Shank. Don't ever call a man Reverend. After spending the day at Vanderbilt Medical Center doing systems troubleshooting and completing a mountain of related paperwork, I looked at my watch. 5 p.m. My brisk pace and direction toward the back door said, "Get out of the way." "See you in the morning, Reverend," I said to Randall as I passed by him on the way out. "Wait up, Mr. Mike," said Randall. "Yeah," I turned to look at Randall. "My friend, don't ever call a man Reverend," Randall said. He was not criticizing, nor was his tone harsh. He was simply instructing. "What's wrong with that?" I laughed. "The only place you'll find the word Reverend in the Bible is in Psalms 111, verse 9. He sent redemption unto his people. He hath commanded his covenant forever. Holy and reverend is his name." Reverend is an adjective describing the name of God. It's a word intended and used for God alone. Randall, every time I'm around you, I learn something new, and everything you teach me is backed up with the Bible. Mr. Mike, I appreciate your encouraging words. Do Baptist preachers want you to call them Reverend? Yeah, of course. They put their titles on church marquees, in their bulletins, on their business cards, I replied. Why? Well, it's their title, I guess. Randall was thinking again, and then he spoke up. Isn't that something? Men who require other men to call them by a spiritual title with a word that's used in the Bible exclusively for God's name? Even though I had been in a hurry to leave, he now had my interest. Mr. Mike, Jesus covered this issue 2,000 years ago, but today's denominational preachers no longer endure sound doctrine. They reject Christ's simplest teachings. Like what? What are you talking about? Like John chapter 12, verses 42 to 43. Nevertheless, among the chief rulers also many believed on him. But because of the Pharisees, they did not confess him, lest they should be put out of the synagogue. For they love the praise of men more than the praise of God. Denominational preachers seem to love and crave the glory that is of men more than the glory that is of God. They prove this by their actions and attitudes. The glory of men, I asked. Yeah, Mr. Mike. The glory that they receive in part by the prestige that comes with their title of Reverend, Randall explained. And denominational preachers today can be likened to the Pharisees in the first century, who loved the praise of men and loved their titles. I understand that some of today's preachers will even get angry if you won't address them by their religious title. Now that you mention it, I said, I had a minister get a little irritated with me during one of my repair calls when I didn't call him Reverend. Mike, Jesus said in Matthew 23, verse 9, "Call no man your father upon the earth, for one is your Father which is in heaven." Jesus was talking about the term as a spiritual title. He wasn't talking about your biological dad, father. To use the word Reverend as a title is very similar to men who wear the title of Father in the Catholic Church. I can see that, I agreed. Randall said, even the Apostle Peter, when Cornelius fell at his feet to offer his worship, told Cornelius to stand up, for he was also a man, in Acts chapter 10, verse 26. Randall, I've learned more from you in the last 3 days than I have in a lifetime of Sunday school classes. Mr. Mike, you just keep studying your Bible. The power is in the Word. I'm just a servant, but I'm very grateful to God for your wonderful encouragement. Well, I said, I appreciate your time, Randall. You've got it, my friend, said Randall. Hey, think about this on your way home. The Bible refers to preachers as evangelists, but it never refers to any preacher as a reverend, father, or pastor. Pastor? The Church of Christ doesn't call the preacher pastor? No way, man. But we'll talk about that tomorrow. As I walked out to my car, a thought came to my mind. I wondered if Mr. Pompous blank would get his feathers ruffled if I refused to call him Reverend Pastor. Sorry, but that's funny. This has been chapter 28 of the book Muscle and a Shovel by Michael Shank. We appreciate you tuning in. Have a great day. God bless.